Good morning, everyone. Yes, good morning. Shall we begin the session? Today's first topic is DSS, that is a decision support system that provides a top management for the decision making. Yes, one of the main role. There are three parts in this. One is a decision, one is a support, one is a system that is used for making the decisions for the management. Is assist the management in making the decisions, right? So this DSS also advances the capability of MIS, that is the Management Information System, and it also assists the management in making the decision. That is actually a continually evolving model that relies on the operations research. Now, when we say about the Gordian and the Morton coin, this is term DSS, and the reason is term is simple. That is, what is a decision? So this emphasizes the decision making in problem situations, not information processing, retrieval of the operation. So that means we are emphasizing on the decision making in the problem situations, whatever the problem that is occurs, not the information processing, retrieval or the reporting. No, that is not okay for this one, but only to make the decision, that is the decision making in the problem situations. And next one is a support. So this also requires a computer aided design situations with enough structure to permit the computer support. That means there is a full form of DSS, that is decisions are taken out with a supporting material, with a support material that requires a computer aided design decision situation with enough structure to permit the customer support. Then next is the system that is used with the integrated nature of the problem solving, that is used with the combined man, machine and the decision environment, that is the system. So one is the decision, then support that is provided out, then system that is the combination of the interrelated components. And when we say about the beginning with the management decision system in the early 1970, the concept of the interactive computer-based system is being supported out, is being used with the unstructured decision making that has been expanded to include everything but the transaction processing system. So that is used with the transaction processing system, that is used with this, and the typical early definition that is available, that is used with the early decisions. So when we use the decision support system, so one is the decision, then support, then system, to concept of the interactive computer-based system, also supporting the unstructured decision making that has been expanded to include everything but the transaction processing systems. And the typical early definition also requires an interactive computer-based system that helps a user to save the data, to use the data and the models to solve the unstructured problem. And there are the authors today who view DSS as an extension of the MIS. Because it is the next part of the MIS. MIS is the first part, that is Management Information System. Next part is a DSS. And it is also used as an independent of the MIS, or MIS be a subset of DSS. And the commonly accepted view in the literature view, DSS is the second generation MIS. So when we say about the second generation of the MIS, that is a DSS, and it is also generated when we add the predefined managerial report that are spun out of the transaction processing, report generation, and also the online inquiry capabilities, whatever the inquiry that is discussed over here. And this is used with a given functional area such as the production MIS or the personal MIS. And there are authors today who can view the DSS as an extension of the MIS, independent or the subset of DSS. And the most commonly accepted view is the literature view DSS as the second generation MIS, that is generated when we add predefined managerial reports that are spun out of the transaction processing, that is used at all the levels of the management, and also used with the top management in the brief in particular and dealing with what if structured problem situation. So it is a system with the intrinsic capability. Intrinsic means the intentional capability to support and data analysis as well as the decision modeling activity. And the intelligent phase of the decision making involves awareness of a problem at a systematic level that requires a closer look at the problem. Closer look means a thorough knowledge of the problem and throughout the evaluation and their relationship. And And DSS can also provide the intelligence through information retrieval and the statistical package. And the design phase of decision making focuses on the evaluation of the decision alternative, and during this phase or during this process, computer-based deterministic or the scholastic models will be used for the decision design. And this also plays a major role in decision design under the uncertainty. So when there is uncertainty, that means inputs are not correct, outputs are not correct. So that provides the uncertainty, that provides the DSS. And the output of the model is the basis of the choice phase of the decision making. So whatever the model that is available, that is the design phase of the decision making. Now, this is a summary. What we have discussed, that is the system is the orderly component or the grouping of the interdependent components that is linked together according to plan to achieve a specific objective. That the main characteristics are the organization, interaction, interdependence, interaction, and the central objective. And to construct a system, system analyst must consider its element, input and the output, processors, control, feedback, and the environment. And these are defined as a physical system, static system, open system, man-made system. That may be a semantic, that may be a symmetric, that may be a static, or the dynamic. And this also facilitates the interaction with the user, and the main characteristics of an open system are the input from outside, processing, output, operation in the cycle through the feedback, differentiation, and the equifinality. And the three level of information in the organization that requires a special type of the information system that is used with the management head, that is used with the department policies, heads in the policy implementation and the control. And there is a future emphasis that is used on the decision making that run on the information system. Next is the questions. First, what is a system? Example, what is man-made system? Explain the features of a system. Then elaborate the different types of the system. What are the different types of the system? Then a system that leads to the planning and the less of the implementation. Do you agree? So there is a lots of the planning and the less of the implementation. Do you agree with the statement? Justify. Now, lesson number 2 is system development's life cycle. That is lesson number 2. That is this is the so first is the objectives. Then there's the introduction. After the introduction, there's the stages of the SDLC. Then the project selection. After the project selection, there's the feasibility study, analysis, design, implementation, post-implementation, and the maintenance, and the candidature system or the candidate system. That it also includes the political consideration, planning and control for the system success. Say about the objective, introduction, project selections. These are the various steps in the feasibility study. So what is a feasibility study? That is used to judge, that is used to find out what are the various scenarios, what is the various terms that is used, whether to proceed with the existing or whether to use the analysis, whether to use the analysis, design, implementation, post-implementation maintenance that is used for this, and then consideration of the candidate system, planning conversions or planning considerations. Then summary and the question. So let's start with the objective, how to build the computer-based information system, what are the various scenarios, what are the various terms that is used in the computer-based information system. Then what are the various different steps that is used in the system development life cycle, what forms. what are the various components of the feasibility study, what prompts user to change their request, what are the vectors to be considered in this in candidate system, how to plan and control for the system success. So this is available with the data that is used with the content that is available within the concept. So there's the introduction about says. So when we say about the system analysis that is used, so this system analysis will be used as a system data that gives a system development project meaning and the direction. And the candidate system is approached after the analyst has a thorough understanding of the user needs and the problem. And the viable solution is worked out and then communicates the same. So that is used with the content, that is used with the data available within the content, within the data, within the modification or the billing system that is available within the that is used with the major part, that is used with the content development, that is used for the accounting department, that is used for the multiple department that is available within this one. So when we say about the stages of the system development life cycle, that is one of the major stages is the active analysis, then designing. What are the various activities that is considered within the activities, then project selection, project requirement that must be resolved, that must be required. If the problem is serious enough, management may want to have analysis of this. So such an assignment implies a commitment, implies a, especially if the analysis is hired from the outside. In case of the large environment where the formal procedures are the norm, the analyst first take out or task is to prepare a statement that specifies the scope and the objective of the problem. What is the main scope? What is the main objective of the problem? And he or she then reviews it with the users for accuracy. At this stage, only a rough ballpark estimate of the development will be used. So when you say about the input for the system change, or what are the various steps that is used in the system analysis of the design. So first is the system change that is required for the change that originate in the system, that is used in the system, whatever the system the capability that is available in this one. So that system change will be used in this one. And the idea for the change originate in the environment or from within the firm. Then environment-based idea originates from the customers, vendors, government sources, and the like. For example, new unemployment compensation regulations make it necessary to change their construction, these structures, and whenever we are using the customer complaint about the delivery of the order, that also prompts for investigation of the delivery schedule of the data, experience of the truck drivers, or the volumes of the order to be delivered. And when we investigate it, or when we say the investigation, each of these ideas may lead to the problem definition as a first step in the system life cycle process. And whatever the ideas that is used for the change may also come from within the organization, top management, user, and the analyst. And as an organization changes its operation or the faces advances in the computer technology, someone within the organization also may feel the need to update the existing system applications or also improve the procedure. Now, here are some examples. So all the organization also requires data, also requires we can say that doing things that is used within the concept, that is used within the scenarios. So as an organization changes its operations or faces advances in the computer technology, someone with the organization or within the organization may also feel the data, may also feel the requirement or need to update existing application to improve the procedures, improve the function. Now these are the various examples that is available over here. So an organization acquires another organization, a local bank branches into the superb, a department spends 80% of its budget into this one, into the data. The two departments with that is used over here, that is used in the content that is available within the scenarios. And the request for a new form also discloses the use of the bootleg, that is unauthorized forms. And serious problem in the operations, a high rate of the labor turnover, labor intensive activities, and the high reject rate of the goods data that is used over here. Then what are the various management committees that is available in this one, that is investigate an organization. Other examples are report an organization that is used. That reports also provides a senior vice president and also suspect the figures, company controllers, also reach an IRS audit report and the straight thinking. Then executable read about the decision support system for sales forecasting and also gives an idea. And to what extent and how quickly a well-originated idea is converted into the feasibility study, that depends on the multiple factors, what are the risks and potential returns, then management biasness towards the user, financial costs, funds available for the system work, priorities of the other project in the firm, then the persuasive ability of the users. So what are the persuasive ability that is available without that is used with the users? And all these factors are crucial for a prompt response to a user request for a change. One is the organization base, then sources of the system ideas, then environmental base. So these are the various bases that is used within the data. Now this is the organization, then top management, user, system analysis, moving force for government, organizations, consumer, union, competition. The next one is a feasibility study. That feasibility study is views that depends on the result of the initial investigation. The survey is expanded to give a more detailed explanation that is available within this. The next part is analysis. That is a detailed study of the various operations that is performed by a system and their relationship within and outside of the system. That is analysis. That means we analyze what we operate, what we done, that is okay or not. So this is a detailed study of the various operations performed by the system and other activities, and also their interrelationship within and outside of the system. Now the question arises, the key question is, what must be done to solve the problem? One aspect of the analysis is defining the boundaries of the system and determining whether or not a candidate system should consider other related system that is used. And once the analysis is completed, the analyst has a firm understanding of what is to be done. Next step is to decide how the problem might be resolved. Then in the system's design, we must provide or must move from the logical to the physical aspect of the life cycle. The next one is the design. So the most creative and the challenging phase of the system development life cycle is the system design. This describes a final system and the process by which it is developed, and it also refers to the technical documentation, technical concept that is available within the system, that is used within the system, that includes the construction of the program and the program testing. And the final report prior to the implementation phase also include the procedure flowchart, record layouts, or report layout for your plan, and so on. The next one is the implementation. What are the various implementation that is used in the creative process? So when we say about the implementation, that defines what are the various implementation, or the how the implementation is less creative than the system design. That is primarily concerned with the user training site preparation, file conversion methods, whatever the candidate system, or whenever we are using the candidate system that is linked to the terminals or the online store, remote site, telecommunication network, and the test of the network along with the system, and also included under the implementation. And during the final phase or during the final stage that is available, so the final stage is used when the user acceptance is testing, followed by the user training. Depending on the nature of the system, extensive user training that may be required. And whenever there is a conversion training that is required, so that usually takes place at about the same time when the user is being trained or the later on. Now, what are the various steps in the system design? That is output design, then input design, file design, processing design. So these are the various steps in the system design: output, input, file, processing. Then detailed system documentation, design submit for the approval, design accepted, test program, implementation phase. That is used or that checked out the readiness and the accuracy of the system to access, update, and retrieve the data from the new file. Whatever the system, whatever the file, whatever the data, whatever the scenarios that is used with the new system to how to access, update, and how to retrieve the data from the data file. And once the programs become available, test data are read out into the computer and the processed against the file provided for the testing. That is live without the data, that is live. For example, it is not plausible to run parallel in the two online POS system for a retail chain. In many cases, after the candidate system proves itself, the old system is phased out. The next one is the post-implementation and the maintenance. After the installation phase is completed, the user staff is adjusted to the changes as created by the candidate system.